Hi, Cynthia. Welcome back.
Thank you, Jen.
You are you have tons of information, very good information too. So
well, thank you, as do you. And you know, when we get power people together, it's like we just want to share. We want to just get those motors running, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I liked it. We were off the air just a second ago, and you made a comment to me that I thought was so important. And if it's okay, I'd love to just touch on it for a moment. Mm-hmm. And you said that with yourself is that you decided that you felt sorry for yourself and you decided to take care of you, and that propelled you to the top. And I thought that was such a critical element in being the star you are, is especially as women, I find that we forget us. We forget about us, and we need to schedule time for us to do whatever it is we need to do and to be healthier and happier, because we tend to be serving other people all the time.
Yep.
So I wanted you to share a little bit of you, because I was inspired off the air. I thought, I want to talk about Jen.
Wait a minute, who's the host and who's the guest here?
I know, but you were amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that was a kind of a revelation. I mean, I was dropped into the real difficult time and challenge. And at first I was so angry about the situation, and I said, why me, What have I done to deserve this? And so I used that rebellion and anger to my advantage. With that, I looked at myself objectively and said, wow, what a poor girl she is, Wow, I want to help her.
I think that is a turning point. That is like the key that unlocks that secret to what it is that you needed, and probably many people need. Because I know for myself, Jen, I'm very much like that from time to time. I get going so fast because I have so many ideas going through my head, and so many books, and so many different clients and speeches to make, and go here, go there. And I tend sometimes to forget, oh my gosh, I didn't eat, or I need, whatever it is that you need to do. I need to take a walk. And so I know that I have started, I've been doing it for a while, but when I get going that quickly, I actually have to schedule in just a timeout for myself and decide that it's time to take care of me. And I think that's a great thing for anyone to know, that it's okay. Let's give ourselves permission to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, one other thing I use is that, when I don't feel like doing exercise, I stand in front of a mirror and look at me and look at my body, and I say, I am betraying myself. This body has been supporting me and taking care of me, carrying me all over the world without complaining. Here, you don't want to help your follower or your supporter, just a dedicated, body. You don't want to help that body. What kind of person are you? And how can you help other people?
I really understand. I hear what you're saying there. And what I have found, and I wrote about this in both of two of my books, in Be the Star You Are and Be the Star You Are for Teens, is the importance of exercise. And what people need to remember is that exercise doesn't have to mean going to the gym. For me, I'm a major gardener, and I have a lot of animals, and so I have to run up 101 steps 3 times or 4 times a day to take care of my barnyard of chickens and ducks and geese and rabbits and goats and horses and all that.
Yeah, that's very good exercise.
That's a form of exercising. If you vacuum, you're vacuuming, that's exercising. But everybody can park their car a little bit further away from their building or from their house and walk a little bit. Exercise can be a lot of different things. It doesn't have to mean you get on a treadmill. So if you make it fun, I turn on the music and dance. I love to dance. In fact, that music you had made me dancing, and whatever you do just to get the endorphins pumping and to get your body moving is going to be good for you.
Yes. And now, let me ask you something, burning question of, what I had from the, being in the quantum leap. I want to just change a little bit of the direction. And, being at the quantum leap and learning all those things that as an author has to do with, publicizing and promoting us and, the doing 5 things, or some of them said that 11 things every day and, 11 calls every day. And I said, wait a minute, then what does the publisher do? And if the publisher is kind of basically considered as a printer, why would anybody want to go after publisher who keep on sending out the rejection slips? And even the Deepak Chopra or, John Gray, and they all self-published first, and then publishers came after them. What's your idea about that? And I have to decide whether I should go for self-publishing first and then go to the, publisher if they come after me. Because I'm giving speeches right now, and, my speech is going to take off in the America and the world, and I don't have any book to sell. And if I wait for the publisher, then it might be another year. So what do you think about that idea?
I think what you're talking about is an incredibly burning question at the moment. Mm-hmm. And there's many answers, but I'm going to give you my feeling on it and what I coach people for writing when they come to me and say, I want to write a book. Mm-hmm. What do I do? You just said you don't want to wait another year. Mm-hmm. Then you do not want to go with a traditional publisher. Ken, because it can be more than a year. First of all, you have to find the literary agent because most publishers are going to not take your manuscript.
Yeah, I do have a literary agent.
So if you have a literary agent, you probably talk to your literary agent, and the literary agent is going to, they'll pitch your book, but it has to be almost perfect. However, in this marketplace, publishers have every excuse to reject your book. They want to reject you unless they believe that you have what's called a platform. And I'm sure that's what they were talking about today is the platform. Now, you have the radio show and you're a big star in Korea. But it means more because publishers are printers today. And they do give advances to some of the big names out there. But when you want to just get a good book done quickly and you know how to do it, it really behooves you to look into the self-publishing world because there are some incredible ways to self-publish these days that will help you. And then you have to be a marketer. You know, what every author doesn't realize is that we're in a predicament today. We think that we're just writers, that we write a fabulous book and we build it and they will come, like the movie. But it doesn't work like that. You have to market. That means you may have to get into your car and sell books door to door, etc. So there are small presses, there are specialty publishers, there's university presses. I think that self-publishing is a great way to go, and you can still, if the book does really well, a publisher will come to you. The great thing about self-publishing, Jen, is that you're going to be able to have a book within 3 months or 6 months. The secret to self-publishing is make it a great book, have it well edited, the grammar correct, have everything really, really done well, and then go out and market it. Because it's like movie business. The movie business has gone to the independents now, and I see the book business going a lot to the independents. There were 500,000 books published last year, and most of those were in the self.
Just one more of my burning question: do we need to hire a publicist really? And,
I think it really depends on whether you are a good salesperson and whether you can write good copy and how much you are willing to put into the work. Because as you know, when you are in any business, if you don't advertise or you don't publicize, how are people going to know about you? And the word of mouth is great. You have to be out there. So giving speeches, be on television, be on the radio, we're doing all these different things. But in hiring a publicist, you have to write good press releases and make sure they're timely and get them out there. For some people, they really can do it themselves. They can get a list of radio stations, television stations, and they can save that money because publicists cost a lot of money. Depending on who you hire, it's anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 a month, and usually they want a contract for 3 to 6 months. So it just depends what you're going to get out of that.
Yeah.
So what many people do, Jen, is they will hire a college student to do research to find out what would be the appropriate stations or the appropriate shows to be on. And of course, just like you were saying now, there's Blog Talk Radio. There are literally thousands of radio shows now, especially because of the Internet, where it used to be much harder. I got my start in radio on AM stations, and our program got bought out several times. So it really does depend. But for anybody who is willing to put in the time, and as you're learning at this Quantum Leap forum in these 3 days, that if you're willing to do anywhere from 5 to 15 things every single day to move your career ahead, you might be able to just handle it on your own. But if you're not willing to put that kind of time into it, then you are going to be better off hiring someone else to help you out. But if you're going to do that, make sure the person or the company or the publicist you hire is in tune with what your goals are and that they will actually achieve them. Because unfortunately, there are no guarantees in this business. You know, you can guarantee. Like, I love when people can come on my show. I can guarantee a good interview. I can't guarantee that you're going to sell a book.
Right.
If you want to hire a publicist that is going to be able to say, well, I will get you bookings on XYZ, and that's hard to do. I mean, everyone comes to me and they say, how do I get on Oprah? When my question is, well, what other shows have you ever been on? Most people, you don't usually start at the top. You usually have to build that platform.
Right. But
so
Cynthia,
publicist is a personal thing. You got to look at your own qualifications first.
Okay.
And then
Cynthia,
go for it.
I think that we have only about a couple of minutes left, and we need to cover that. If people want to get involved with a charity and be the star you are, what can they do? And
thank you, Jen. Thank you so much for asking. Well, Be the Star You Are is a literacy charity to empower women, families, and youth. Please go to the website, BeTheStarYouAre.org, and you can find out how you can donate, you can volunteer. We have a lot of programs coming up. We have a national essay contest. We have book reviews. There's many things you can do. And for any of my books, you can go to CynthiaBryan.com, or we have a site where the money all goes to the charity, BeTheStarYouAre.com, and you can get any of the books there as well. But the paradox of life is when we serve others, we do serve ourselves. As long as we do remember ourselves, Jen, I'm going to take your advice and remember to keep me in the quotient.
And, if you could have some time after the show, I would love to talk to you, but the show time we've got only about 1 minute, left. So I wish I had more time, and I would like to invite you, actually, bring you back on the show some other time, too.
Well, that would be my pleasure. You just let me know, and I will come back. And in the meantime, I just want to encourage everyone who is listening to really understand that they are important, that they are a star, that they need to take a look in the mirror and admire themselves because they are a wonder of creation. And to smile, have fun, and be wild and crazy, and make sure to take lots of risks, because when you do, that's when you grow. So take the plunge. The challenge will invigorate you. It's like lights, camera, and action. The spotlight shines on you.